What's up guys, Chris Chavez here with Fandroid.com and you're watching the Android Overload for Monday, February 4th, and these are the top Android news stories from the day. So Wine could be coming to Android. If you guys don't know what Wine is, it's actually a compatibility layer that allows you to run Windows apps on Linux-based systems. So what this means is apps that normally could only run on Windows would now be able to run on Android devices. And if it sounds like an emulator, don't tell the Wine guys that. The acronym for Wine is not an emulator. Apparently, the guys aren't really working too hard on it, but at least Android could be somewhere in its future, so we'll keep an eye out. In more HTC news, it looks like the Taiwanese manufacturer is warning, I guess, investors of a downturn for Q1 2013. And this kind of makes sense, given that they make smartphones, and there really wasn't any smartphones that came out in Q1 of 2013, except for the HTC Droid DNA, which I'm sure did okay on Verizon, but not enough to just boost profits through the roof. So we're gonna have to wait until their next flagship device, the HTC M7, before we see them hopefully regaining their top spot as one of the lead Android manufacturers. Speaking of the M7, it looks like HTC could be packing their next flagship device with a new type of camera tech, I guess you can call it. Last time around we saw in the HTC One X, they used something they called a separate little chip along with their own software, and they called it ImageSense, and it produced really good cameras. The HTC One X and One S had some of the best camera or picture quality versus any of the smartphone manufacturers, especially in low light. It did really well, but apparently they're going to give it, I guess, extra effort in the M7. They're calling it ultra pixels instead of megapixels, and the technology, basically it takes multiple 4.3 megapixel sensors, 4 of them, and stacks them up on top of each other. Apparently the resulting image is a 13 megapixel image that will trump the competition, and I surely hope so, because for me, smartphone cameras is a really huge issue, and it's actually one of the reasons I envy the iPhone. It's probably the only reason I envy the iPhone. So I would love to see HTC kind of advance the technology even further. So we'll keep an eye out. HTC is going to be announcing the M7 on February 19th. I'll be on hand in New York to give you guys a full hands-on of that device, and I'll put that ultra pixel camera to the test. So if you guys didn't hear, last week the BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 were announced, and the press was, eating it up. There's a lot of cool features that BlackBerry's doing with their new BlackBerry 10 OS. But even when it comes to their hottest features that are baked into it, Android handles a lot of those. So our own Quentin Kenmer, he actually put together a nice little featured article. It has the top 5 BlackBerry features that Android could do natively, and then a couple more, 5 more BlackBerry features that you can get just by downloading an app from the Google Play Store. So if you felt like, maybe the BlackBerries, the new ones anyway, are a little bit enticing, don't fear, just check out that article and you can see that, Android could do all that and more, and hopefully you'll stay loyal to Google and their mobile OS. It looks like GameStop is getting into mobile gaming. If you've ever stepped foot in one of the stores, you'll know that they offer currently a range of Android tablets, iPads, iPhones, tons of stuff. So it looks like they're gonna get, they're investing $10 million to help mobile app developers create interesting new content, and they're going to, I guess, sell or publish these under their Kongregate division. You may remember Kongregate as it's a flash site where they have a bunch of really cool little games that would actually make the perfect mobile games. I guess GameStop feels the same way, so they want to help push that and development into getting some of this, and they want to make a little change on the side. Expect even more new and great little mobile games to come from Kongregate and GameStop in the near future. Somebody posted online a picture of their Motorola Droid Razr that spontaneously combusted. It actually looks a little bit like a shopped picture, because the screen is still running, everything is still running, but it has like a big old nasty hole. The battery acid just crept through it, I guess. If you head on over to the post linked below, you'll actually see a comment from one of our readers where they posted pictures of another Droid Razr, not this one in particular, but it's on display at the Verizon store, and it's already lit up in flames, and it just exploded out of nowhere. Hopefully this isn't a widespread issue. I'm kind of curious to see if you guys have ever, is your Motorola Droid Razr heating up? Is it getting a little hot? If so, you might not want to keep it under your pillow or anything. Keep that sucker ventilated, put it by the window or something. But just let me know if it's ever happened to you. I don't think too many of you have spontaneously combusting razors. I hope not anyway. So that just about wraps it up here on the Android Overload for Monday, February 4th. For links to all the articles I talked about here, hit the description down below to be taken to Fandroid, where you can read up on all that stuff and a ton more. If you hit up the Android Overload post, we'll have links to a dozen or so stories that didn't get posted on our front page, so good for all of you guys that just like to eat up all the Android news you can get. So with Fandroid.com, I am Chris Chavez. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.